my parents never told me what to do with my life, go to College of Medicine. I chose to do that. When I decided to act, they didn't stop me. Yeah. So if I had parents, which a lot of Nigerian children have, if I had parents that stopped me and said, no, you will focus on your College of Medicine, I won't be here. None of you will know me. Yeah, I will just be a pure graduate of the College of Medicine.
I thought you were going to say pure water.
Isms.
Are we doing
Isms. We are doing isms. You guys have just finished all the isms that they asked for the last like 2 hours. You guys have talked the whole isms. I just been recording.
Cool.
But I want to talk about it in different ways because there are things that I think are important, especially in Nigeria. And I think everyone has to deal with them in different ways. Ageism is the first one. I think culturally that has affected us in so many ways. Like you look at how the country runs. Could it be better if people who are younger were given more authority, were respected more, all those kind of things? But it doesn't happen because we've decided that this person is older than you, therefore it is their position or their right. And how that's maybe impacted any of you personally. I'm going to come to you first, Jemima, because,
oh yeah,
he was the youngie over her.
Yeah,
so
I get that everywhere I go.
She just got
everywhere. Literally,
I was just trying to...
It's
give an example.
For the longest time, I didn't tell anyone my age at work. People just, it was all speculation. No one actually knew how old. I'm 23, by the way. I just turned 23 last month. And I only announced my age last month. And it was very intentional. But for the longest time, because of what I look like, even when people assumed I was 25 or 26, which is older than I am, they still treated me like I was a baby. So even finding out now my real age is like a trigger for them. Okay. You were giving her the tip of the iceberg before, now just pour the whole mountain on her. And it's annoying because I feel like age should not be a factor to limit you to anything. Imagine I didn't say my age, and imagine I didn't look how old I look. Imagine I looked like a 30-year-old or whatever. Would you disrespect everything that I've been able to amount for myself or accomplish? Exactly. I feel like age, it's basically what the society is on this side of the world. I won't limit it to just Nigeria, Africa as a whole. This cultural factor of if I'm older than you, then whatever, I can get away with anything. I can do whatever I want. You have to be under me. You have to. In the professional world, I might have come across as rude to a lot of people because if you come to my daddy's house as my daddy's friend, I will even kneel down to greet you out of respect. But in the professional world, if we're on set, right? And we have the hierarchy of what is supposed to work, or even in the hospital, wherever I find myself, if it's a professional environment, I like to keep it as professional as possible. So it really triggers me when people try to disrespect me or belittle me or downgrade the work that I put in because of my age. It's a trigger for me. I'm sure it's probably a trigger for anyone out there as well who's young. It really gets on my nerves. Also because when you now try to speak up for yourself or stand up for yourself, you come across as the rude little girl on set. So it's just like fire and pouring fuel in it. So bottom line is you just have to take it. You just have to take it. There's nothing you can do about it because doing anything about it will be aggravating the situation.
And also, like, I think the other thing, when I'm on, like, for example, if I work on any project, like whether it's in South Africa or America or whatever, like I love the whole first name basis. It's normal. It's the way it should be.
And it happens some places here. Yeah. It very weird
it's the way it should be, you know, but like, you know, obviously, like, coming from that society to this one, when I first joined the industry, I really struggled. I'm not going to lie, I really did, because I had to deal with the whole, you know, cultural expectations, even on set. I was like, okay, maybe it'll be different when I'm on set, but no, like, your little things can make you rude, you know, like if you're not doing the whole, I personally
They
don't
almost
do
want
it.
you to kiss ass.
Exactly, I still don't do it, you know, like it's not my culture, do you get what I mean? And I'm not going to be seen as disrespectful if I don't
do it.
It's so funny
like,
you know, before I moved back to Nigeria, I was doing my dissertation in drama school, and so my dad put me in touch with someone who's in the industry, and I shall not mention names. And I was sending, because obviously, as well as when you're doing something for your dissertation, you're going to have to put the backup of different things you did, so I was sending an email, and I put by name. I put Mrs. and everything, but I was trying to be respectable but also professional because I'm going to put this in my dissertation. And the person replied, "That's auntie to you, dear." And I was like,
no, you're not my auntie.
like, this is going into my...
But it's just annoying because you get on set and you have to say stuff like sis, you have to say auntie.
It's funny because, do you know, people take it as disrespect.
And the
if your
guys
name
aren't
is...
really like that.
If I call you... Some people take it as disrespect. Literally, your name is Jemima Osunde. If I call you Miss Jemima, they see it as disrespect. If I don't call you Auntie Jemima, you're not my auntie, but at the end of the day, if we're being honest. But because that's what is expected, everybody becomes your auntie and your uncle.
I find it so weird, man, because I struggle with that thing, just being like, oh, also saying mommy, I'm just like, that's not my mom though.
Like, let me tell you, do you know why that's funny? Because I've never called my mum mummy in my life. I call her mum. So when I have to call someone else mummy, it's the strangest thing. Like, because it's going beyond calling her, just calling that person, like calling my mum mum. I've never called her mummy, you know? So I feel like a baby when I have to say that.
But that's
do you
what,
know what I mean?
that's
Like,
what they want.
I'm
But
like,
is there anything wrong with just looking at it as the same way you would respectfully call somebody, you know,
Sir,
miss somebody, or oh, nice to meet you, ma'am, or whatever? To me, it just feels like that. Auntie is just a cultural way of addressing somebody. It doesn't mean I'm actually considering us close. To me, it's the same as saying miss or Mrs. or ma'am or sir.
I guess for this side
whatever.
of the world.
yeah, it's just the culture. We've got used to it because it's the culture, but we're just recognizing, you know, the whole professional aspect of things.
It's the
Imagine
that
being
comes
on
along
set in
with
the
it.
UK and
Like,
calling the producer,
sir.
oh, hi, Auntie
Hi,
Ellen.
sir.
They will
You
look
know?
at you like,
No,
where
even-
is she
or
from?
madam. Like,
Yeah.
imagine, like, because I was watching an interview that, I can't remember, a young actress, what's her name? Yara Sahidi? No, not even her. It was the other little girl, what's her name again?
the girl from Blackish.
Marsai, yeah.
Marsai.
She was talking about meeting Oprah, and she literally just said Oprah. And I was like, you know, this is a 14-year-old girl literally saying Oprah. And I was like, but I know it's obviously culture and different and all that
and
kind
I think
of
it's
stuff. So I'm not
important
repeating it.
It is good to
acknowledge
impose and
that.
to respect culture.
Yeah.
My thing is to watch out for, and because culture with different things can also have its negative effects, and wonder where it's crossed over from being a positive respect thing to being something that's wielded over or lauded over you and has negative attributes, where people are not willing to therefore listen to you because of your
There we go. Now that's where the real issue is.
I'll call you auntie. It's not taking anything
it's not
out of
taking
me.
anything.
But when you now try to, for example, someone has actually said this to me. So they made me an offer for the job, and obviously I tripled it because what they were offering was peanuts. And I said, I can't do it for less than triple of what you've offered. And the next thing they go is, well, young girl like you, what are you spending money on? You don't have responsibilities.
Wow.
There you go. That's where it becomes an issue.
It's funny, man, because
And
I
I
think
was
we're all
like-
learning that. Like, it's so weird the way people perceive things. Like, oh, okay, maybe when you get married, we'll start.
Yeah, so for now, you're so little, you don't have responsibilities. What are you spending money on?
Now
And
that's
it's
where it
just
becomes
rude.
ridiculous.
It's disrespectful and it's unnecessary. That's it. Like one time I was at the airport. I was traveling, and then I guess this woman, this older lady was rushing to. She was probably about to miss her flight, so she was dragging her hand luggage, and literally, like her entire suitcase landed on my foot. And I was like, "Excuse me." I was really pissed off about it. And she turned around, she was like, what's the problem? I said, your suitcase, like you literally just hit me just now with your entire suitcase. And she's like, isn't me you're talking to like that? How old are you? How old are my children and how old are you? I'm like, wow. So I'm like, so I deserve to be literally attacked because you're older than me, you know? And it was just a full-blown situation. Like, usually I wouldn't get into it, but I was just really upset about the fact that she was, you know, that whole
Then
age
still
group thing. Like,
responded that way as
Yeah.
opposed to just being like,
she's like,
isn't
you
it
have
easier
no
to just say, I'm
manners, your
sorry?
parents didn't raise you right. I'm like, wow, you know? Like,
You know what? There are ways to have gone about that.
Yeah.
If I wasn't, if that happened to me and she approached me like that, it would trigger me to be rude. But imagine a situation where she had gone, oh my, I'm so sorry. But I would have, even if I had approached her rudely, I would have felt bad. But when you now come with that manner of approach, there's no way I will feel jiggered. So it's like,
I mean, respect is
respect is reciprocal at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Everybody has different ways of coping with things, and there's coping and there's actually
Doing
actively battling the thing. So if it's coping, I just don't tell anybody my age. And in fact, I have the opposite problem from y'all, where it's like, oh, you know, you're a young girl, this and that. I look a little younger than I actually am. So often people expect me to be very bubbly and like, and I'm like, nah, bro, I'm over 30. Like, I don't have time for all these little, you know.
Damn, girl.
Yeah. So, you know, I run into that a lot.
Yeah.
But I was saying that I think it's really important to stand your ground when you're met with, you know, people trying to dismiss you because you're younger, or, you know, say that you're too old to do something, and so therefore whatever. Stand your ground in your
In the most
principles,
respectful
if you want me to call you auntie, I'll call you auntie, but I'm still going to say what I need to say. I'm not going to swallow my words because you're telling me I could give birth to you. That's fine, you can give birth to me, but
This is still what I have
this
to
is still
say.
what I have to say,
Yeah.
respectfully, ma, auntie,
Yeah.
auntie, madam,
I love it
whatever,
so much.
uncle, sir. You know, but we still have to relate to each other professionally, because yeah, you're older than me, but here we're playing off each other. We're
Yeah.
working. This is the professional environment.
Just think about this, like, just valuing one another, man. Like, we're in the rooms together, we're working together, whatever it is. Like, I'm bringing something you can't bring, you're bringing something I can't bring. Let's just respect what the other person is bringing and not demean it because of
age.
how long you've spent doing it, or like.
dues thing? Do you think that has anything
Oh.
to do with it?
I think it comes from that automatic assumption that, and the thing is, this is, whenever I speak on this, is not trying to like negate the fact that yes, there's a certain wisdom that comes with living life longer. I will always respect and listen to what somebody older has to say.
Yeah.
So they have that thing of, well, I've been through this already, so you can't possibly tell me anything.
You can't even know more
Yeah.
than I know.
Yeah, and
true,
so I think it comes from that. Like, yeah, I've been through. Yeah, but you have been through, but you went through it in the 70s.
Yeah.
I'm going through it
different
now
time.
You
in.
had one perspective. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Like, there
Yes.
are different ways to
So
do
you
things.
How about me who's living in the present and is going through it now?
Yes.
Yeah.
In a
Bottom
different
line is there are
climate.
people who will even watch this conversation and listen to what we're saying and still think this whole conversation is disrespectful. You can't just change everybody's perspective.
Yeah.
A group of young people that I'm older than sat down to discuss me requesting
Ageism,
and
how come?
requiring and demanding the respect that I should have.
I
We
think
can't do anything
Well,
about that.
I feel like a
don't
good way
think we
to
can.
deal with it, though, is to, like, make it impossible for them to complain about disrespect, first of all. So I'm going to approach you with all the respect I have in my bones. So you can't, so anything I'm saying to you, you can't help but open up your ears. And then if you insist on ignoring, that
Then
means you
it's
just
clearly
really,
something that's wrong with you.
yes, actively
But you know,
don't
it's
want
not
to.
even, it doesn't even have to be from like physical relationship. I've had people call me over the phone and make like the most disrespectful offers. You want me to come do something for you. First of all, you're in a situation, I'm an actress, you're in a position where you can help my career because you do stop. You're an employer of labor, basically, but you've not for once picked up your phone to call me for that, which is beneficial to me. When you need something, you finally do call me and make me an offer that is an insult. It's like you're seeing bread that I'm about to eat, but you want to collect it from my hand. So even in that, I feel disrespected because it shows that, for one, you don't respect me as an individual, first of all. And I know that you will not make this phone call or this request or send this email to somebody who's older than me, because you know that they will demand for what they deserve. But because you think that I'm a young girl and it's easier for you to, what will I say, override me or bully is the word. It's easy. You think that you're in a situation where you can bully me. That's the only reason why you even went ahead to send that email in the first place. Because if reading it, you know that this offer is an idiotic offer and you shouldn't make this to anyone. But you went ahead and did it anyway because of my age factor, and you just assumed.
it's funny because I just got to think that when you were at whatever age that is and all that, how would you have felt receiving the same offer?
Exactly.
Maybe
Exactly.
taking that into consideration, because I think
Even that and the fact that, you know, like, if someone offered your child that amount, how would you feel? There's that too.
It's hard, especially because if
it's
it
an
was
older
coming,
person,
it's
that is.
different if it's coming from someone I know that cannot do better than that.
Yeah.
And so it comes down to me now considering and saying, okay, let's meet each other halfway. Let me even just do it for the sake of I know. But I know you can.
Yeah.
I know you can. Yeah, I'm probably discussing because all my friends are older than I am, right? Wendy's older than me. Sharon is older than I am. Adeolu is older. So I know we might even be in the same space where this same person is making an offer to two of us. Pretty much do the same thing, but my offer is significantly different. Why? Because I'm younger, or because I'm young, and because you feel like I'm in a situation where I will accept anything because
you're young. Yeah.
I'm asking her to do it.
people who, people who are like this, who hold on to that whole, younger people, you should accept whatever, blah, blah, blah. I feel like they're suffering from PTSD. They remember, because I feel like if you remembered PTSD, if you remembered and actively were aware of what you felt like back then and how hard you worked and how much you value yourself as an actress or a bricklayer or whatever, and how it would feel if you were to be offered something like that back when you were working hard, there's no way you would treat somebody like that.
So,
but it's like they go through the paying your dues stage of life. It's painful, it's stressful, it's this and that. They block it out.
There's so many people.
They say they're on the other side and now I can do whatever I want.
So that's the thing. And I think we need to deal with that aspect of it, because this is one thing that I'm always thinking about when it comes to, I always bring things down to the way Nigeria is running these days. Like, we want to solve the issue at the political level. I don't think the issue can be solved at the political level. It's got to be solved at the ground level in terms of culture. Because the same people that end up becoming politicians, they struggled and they went through all this stuff, and they were thinking, when I get there, it's my turn to hammer. And nobody helped me when I was there, so I'm not helping anybody.
That's the 8-year mentality. You go in literally with let's be honest. Mentality. Yes, because you go in, that's why I feel like that's why our country's not growing, because there's no foresight. Do you get what I mean? Like
no one has a vision.
There's no vision because you only go in with an 8-year mentality. How much can I make in 8 years? That's it. And then come out. Then the next person has the exact same mentality. That's why the country's not growing.
In 2017, I did a play touring around public schools. And the things I saw in those public schools jarred me, because we went about public schools and private schools. Now, we went to a school just after Aja and got in to do the performance, and they showed us where the room was we were performing in, and the teachers disappeared. After the teachers disappeared, next door we started hearing sound. It sounded like a child was being raped. Someone opens the door, and this kid starts beating on the other kid for opening the door. Then why do you even open the door until the kid has to fight out and not way out. Then the girl comes limping out the room.
Wow.
And we go and start looking for them to try and get a teacher. And the teacher's like, teachers don't come here. They call this room the forbidden room. They let kids do whatever they want to do in there because they're scared of the students. Wow. And so people that are meant to be teaching and taking care and giving these people values, out of fear or not knowing what to do, leave these kids to do whatever it is they're doing. Now, these kids are not taught values. They're not being instilled with respect and respecting other people, valuing other people. No one is valuing them probably at home in different spaces. And so what makes you think that these kids are going to hustle their way through different aspects of life when they grow up, and no one fending for them, no one understanding what it is they're going through? And one day, because that 99% are going to be the people that end up in government more than the 1%.
Yeah.
Their mentality is going to be, when I was there, nobody took care of me.
Nobody took care of me.
So it is my time to take care of myself. Which is why I think you cannot deal with this there. People have to deal with this on a family level, have to deal with it in education, even in the religious space, because let's be very honest, and one of the reasons I think Nigeria is failing more than ever is because the church has had, on the religion spaces, not just church, Islam as well, like Christian, has held such an important role in instilling values where people didn't have opportunities. Most people that are musicians, most people that are in the entertainment space, where they say they got the opportunity, they got it in churches. And so if people, the places that you get these opportunities are now no longer standing and giving the values that were meant to be given in the first place, because those are the places that people could at least trust. At least if I can't get it in school because the school can't afford it, I can get it there.
Yeah.
And if these people are not giving you those opportunities, when you grow up, you're not going to have those core values. People need to be able to inseed from the younger age, what are we instilling in younger people? Are we showing them we can take care of them? Because no one is taking care of these people. I went and I was bamboozled with shock. And so if these people, how are we going to go out and make an effort to help people in different spaces? That was one of the core reasons for starting this show in the first place, was that idea of men are meant to be helping, meant to be leaders in home, and all that kind of stuff, and have values and all that kind of stuff. But if men are not seeking the places for values, how do you get them in a position where they're going to inspire the next generation, or be able to, father kids better and be more present, as opposed to thinking all you got to do is bring money and feed your kid and whatever? Let's be able to get in the room and have real conversations. Let's talk about these things, find solutions for these things, instill values, meaning that the kids that are watching these things, because you guys are all, like you said, influencers. You have your own range of influence. So what can we do with the influence that we have to actually start doing more?
I think that's the main reason why I started the youth tour for Skin, my documentary, because, you know, it goes, like you just said, like it goes beyond the message, like, you know, I mean, all black is beautiful and stuff like that. You need to start empowering the young ones, you know, you need to start speaking to them to ensure that they understand who they are. So that's the main reason why I started the youth tour, you know, obviously I'm in the early stages of it, but I mean, it's mainly for that reason. I feel like when you have influence, it's important to use it positively, you know. What is the point in having all that influence if you're not positively affecting lives? I think it's pointless.
Yeah, I think it's everyone should peak because there's so many. Literally open your window and look outside. Identify one problem that you want to take on and try to be a problem solver. I feel if everyone can just do that, especially people who have access to more people at once, where we come in. So if you can use your platform positively, there's nothing that irritates me more than going on social media, seeing somebody who has a huge followership. You have access to so many people, but you're using it to do the wrong things. You're passing across the wrong message. You're glorifying things that should not be glorified. Because whether you like it, I don't know if people don't go through their DMs. I go through my DMs and I get messages like, I look up to you. I want to be like you when I grow up. People asking me for advice. How did you do this? Because I'm at this point in my life and I'm experiencing the same thing too. So it's like, if from those DMs, it's glaring that people are looking at you and watching you.
Yeah, whether you like it or
daily,
not,
whether you like it or not, and you are whether you want it or not, or you brought it upon yourself or not, it's what you are.
Yeah,
it's the mantle you've been given, and you just have to take it.
You just have to take it. You've chosen to be in the
it's
public
only
eye.
reasonable that you take it and do good with
And
it.
it's funny because obviously, like, ageism and all that kind of stuff, and it started into anything. But I was thinking about it. You said PTSD and that whole idea of people are in a position where they are stuck in the cycle of what it felt like and the pain of what it felt like when they were treated that way. And so even coming back to ageism, like you said, it's about this thing of this younger generation. Like, we need to be able to show them that they are of value. If other people are telling you that because of your age you're not as important, we don't value you as much, you're not smart, so if your opinion is not worthy of it, you shouldn't be worthy. Like, we need to show these people that, look, we're willing to listen to you, want to know what you're going through, want to help you, whatever it is. You know, when Bill Gates came to Nigeria, he said, look, there are two things in this Nigeria, that if Nigeria, like, because of the level of potential, if education is fixed, if education, what was the second thing he said? Education infrastructure are fixed, this country will blossom.
We have so much talent in Nigeria, so much skill. Nigerians are hardworking. There's so much potential here. So it drives me crazy every day to wake up and realize that we're just stagnant. Nigeria is a non-developing country. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. We've been stagnant for so long. Look at our brother countries and look how much of a difference. It's devastating because I'm a Nigerian and I know what I have inside of me. And if everyone else out there in my country has what I have inside, I don't see why we shouldn't be doing more than we're doing right now.
I was looking, what's that kid again?
Should do better.
And if you check people who are not even doing well, there's this guy we're always making fun of. Somebody's going to down the line, Divine.
Yes, I was just going to bring him up.
It's like when people leave this country, they just start to blossom.
Because other people are willing to invest.
So when you now think about it, it's like your country is what's holding you back. Your country is what's...
Yeah, so the Divine guy, you know
the sprinter?
Yeah.
I never aspired it. That's it.
Where is he? What's he doing?
He's gone.
Texas University in Texas.
And now Nigerians are
killing it.
owning him, and I'm just like,
smashing records at university.
we had him. He was here.
We had Anthony Joshua.
And now,
look at him now.
And now the Nigerian Athletics Association are trying to tell him to come and run for them in the Olympics.
When he was running for us,
here, you didn't
value him. You didn't do anything.
Wanted to box for Nigeria.
Do you know how much he's tried to put Nigeria on the map?
So it's like, why should my country be the thing limiting me? I'm not even, and then coming back to ageism, I'm not even going to place my focus, in Fal's words, on the older ones who have decided that it's their birthright. I'm going to focus on the younger ones because I'm young, I'm living through it, I'm experiencing it, and I know how much of a challenge it is for me. I've probably never spoken about it in an opening like this before, but there's nothing more devastating than knowing that you have so much in you and putting all your energy towards it only for it to be belittled by somebody because you're young. Or because you look young, because even then they didn't know my age.
There's that too,
right? So it kills you, it demoralizes you. If you're not strong enough, it will completely deter you from what you want to do. So my goal is to push young people, don't let anybody hold you down. If you have, not just if you, I know you have the potential in you. I believe in Nigerians so much. I feel like we're one of the
Nigerians are
most gifted group of
incredibly
people.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tell young people, it's my motto with my locks ad and everything, more than you can see. I am so much more than you can see. I am so much more than the young girl that you think does not have responsibilities. People that judge me because I'm young, people that judge me because my face is fine, you don't want to look to see more than that. If every young person can just believe that you are more than we can see, it will change the narrative. People will tend, young ones will, they will push themselves to try to find what it is that makes them more.